Where's my fucking audio? There it is. Alright, we have audio now. I think. Let me see. Yep, we have audio. What about game audio? Hmm. What is this? Tomorrow night. Hmm. Let me see. What is this?
I miss him. I just want him back. I just want him back.
Now, I don't know if there's a stopwatch, but I think if we're going 0 to 60 in about 4.3. 4.4?
Right.
4 flat?
4.4. Well,
Imagine he floors it and dies. I'm just kidding. Mr. President, no.
I should be quiet.
Mr. President, how fast were you going?
Well, okay, I'm just going to step on it. I'll come off at 80 miles an hour. You'll see what it is, okay? You ready?
Mr. President, can I ask you a quick question on Israel before you drive
No,
away?
you can't. Not unless you get in front of the car as I step on it. I'm only teasing.
No.
Okay, here we go.
Where is
Ready?
he? Where'd he go?
You ready?
My president.
all right. Our best test driver ever. How do we fuck the messaging up? What's even happening? Never mind. Like, I'm trying to think, like, messaging wise, because I'm just reading this thing, right? Ford's new F-150 pickup truck during a visit to Detroit, right? The idea of refitting a city to do manufacturing again, but it's for electric vehicles. So it's like a union of the past manufacturing to future technology and all that, good stuff. Just kidding. We're going to mine coal again. Hell yeah. Yes. Coal. Yes.
I think bringing up the Pompeo security stuff, John Bolton, the others as well, is really worth just pausing on for a moment, because it's not just that Trump got rid of the security protections. He announced it to the world.
Yeah.
He effectively put a target on these people's back and said, you have a free shot now, which is just despicable in all sorts of ways. If you tried to do that in a movie, everyone would recognize it immediately as immoral and villainous.
Also, we need more. Did we run out of Mission Impossibles or something? Do we need more movies to show us what bad guys look like? Because every single thing Trump is doing is like, obviously, this is like he's the most bad guy coded person ever. Like, you can't get more bad guy coded than just the way that he fucking talks.
Look, we don't know each other that well, but I'm going to go out on a limb and suggest that the people you talk to tend to be on the overly intellectual side. There are people who deal with words and images and concepts, and they're very good at intellectualizing and rationalizing things. And among that crowd, I think you're exactly right that this has happened. There is something that happens to people when they make bad decisions. Rather than own up to it and say, my gosh, I was wrong, they look for new reasons to convince themselves first, and then others that no, in reality, they were right. And that's where the goalpost moving goes.
I don't think that's true at all. I don't think that that's the psychological phenomenon happening at all. That they were like, oh no, things aren't going as I wanted them to go. Now I have to think of something new. I don't think it goes that way. I think it has. I don't think the goal was ever like that clear in the first place. I don't think there was ever a clear destination in mind that they now have to pivot from.
I don't. I think that critics of Trump, right, which we both are, need to work on being careful about conflating those people. Some of them were good people. I just think they're wrong, right? Those people, the sort of the professional Trump apologist class, with the median Trump voter, right? The voters that gave Trump a narrow victory.
Oh, wait. Is there a press conference right now? We can.
Press conference.
Our favorite propaganda lady.
And we were just briefly listening in there to this prayer house than 100 of our nation's leading CEOs. Technology CEO Council here at the White House, where he met with key leaders in the technology industry. And last night, President Trump also held an official swearing-in ceremony in the Oval Office for Sean Curran, who is now the 28th Director of the United States Secret Service. Sean demonstrated unbelievable bravery under gunfire in Butler, Pennsylvania this past July when an assassin tried to kill President Trump. As someone who got to know Sean personally throughout the campaign last year, I can say unequivocally that there is nobody better suited for this important role. And following the confirmation of Labor Secretary Lori Chavez DeRomer last night, the Senate has now confirmed 21 of President Trump's well-qualified cabinet-level nominees, far outpacing the previous administration. And looking ahead, tomorrow, the president...
What does that mean? Did Biden just not have any cabinet secretaries? Nobody got... Wait. I mean, Trump. I'm pretty sure Trump has had more like secretary heads of departments because of how many people fucking quit and got fired. Jesus.
Will welcome the Taoiseach Micheál Martin of Ireland for the annual White House Shamrock ceremony. And Thursday, President Trump will welcome the NATO Secretary General for a working meeting and lunch. On the economy, February's jobs report was good news for America, particularly our manufacturing sector. The manufacturing sector gained 10,000 new jobs in just 1 month under President Trump. This rebound was led by the automobile sector.
That's not a number to brag about. What are we doing, dude?
We saw 9,000 new auto jobs created already. That is the most auto jobs added to the economy in 15 months. This was a complete turnaround from the Biden administration.
In 15 months. That's an unbelievable achievement. Congratulations, Mr. President. The most added in 15 months. In 15 months. Oh my God, unbelievable.
We were losing an average of 9,000 manufacturing jobs per month last year. Reuters is out with a report that a number of companies are now looking at expanding their presence or bringing their offices into America because of President Trump's policies. And just moments ago, before coming out here, I saw another report by Reuters revealing that Merck has opened a $1 billion facility at its North Carolina site. This is just the latest pharmaceutical company to boost its U.S. manufacturing in lieu of President Trump's tariffs. This announcement follows Eli Lilly's plans to invest at least $27 billion to build 4 new manufacturing plants here in the United States. And Pfizer has also said it's considering moving their manufacturing overseas right here to the United States of America. As the president has said over and over again, when we purchase products made in the USA, the profits stay here, the revenue stays here, and most importantly, the jobs stay here.
Fixed pie, remember, that's that fixed pie idea. As long as somebody else is winning, it means there has to be somebody losing, which means we need to be the only winners so that we can never be the losers, right? That, like, what she just said there is just, I wonder how many, like, econ professors have killed themselves over the past month listening to, like, Trump economics. Like, why would we do business with somebody else when we could only do business with ourselves? Wouldn't that be better? So that way people aren't, like, literally stealing from us?
Purchase products made in the...
Like, imagine tomorrow Walmart announces, from now on, we are only selling products to employees. Because why the fuck would we let these random dipshit-ass customers come in and take advantage of our wonderful store when we could just have our own employees buying everything? That'd be great.
The USA, the profits stay here, the revenue stays here, and most importantly...
Word.
Despite the globalist mainstream media's attempts to worry consumers, President Trump will not repeat the trend of past American presidents who broke their promises to the American public and smiled while they stuck a knife in the back of American workers and shipped their jobs overseas.
That is true. Trump is definitely keeping all of his fucking promises to fucking crash this economy with no survivors. Holy shit.
Our country has lost more than 5 million jobs and more than 90,000 factories due to devastating globalization over the last 3 decades alone. North Carolina lost 300,000 manufacturing jobs, including 60% of its furniture manufacturing jobs in the years following NAFTA. And in Michigan, globalist policies destroyed 200...
In the years following NAFTA? I'm sorry, I don't actually... Was NAFTA negotiated under Clinton? How old is that? What? In 94. Thank you. Okay. Jesus.
50,000 jobs, including 40% of the auto industry, which again, we know is falling...
What is this sign set up? I just want enough purple signs so that I can research my fucking blue track, so I can set my next furnace shit up with blue track instead of red track, okay? That's what I want. I just need like 300 of these, okay? That's why I'm semi-handcrafting them. Suck my dick.
Because of President Trump's action already. These are harrowing statistics that represent countless towns and families who have been completely destroyed. But the America Last globalist era is ending under President Trump. He will no longer allow our country and our workers, our hard-working American families, to be ripped off. On another very important issue for the president, he continues to work hard to secure the border. If you missed it yesterday, CBP launched an enhanced home mobile app with a new feature, the Intent to Depart, which offers unlawfully present aliens or those aliens whose parole has been revoked an orderly and defined process to notify the U.S. government of their intent to depart the country. The CBP home app strengthens our mission to secure the border and provides illegal aliens with a straightforward way to leave now before facing much harsher consequences later. A new report from Bloomberg just found that the number of aliens trying to reach our country by traveling through the jungle to Central America dropped a whopping 99% last month. And this follows the incredible news that illegal border crossings plummeted last month as well, down 94% at our southern border from last February under the Biden administration. As President Trump made clear during his historic address to Congress, we must finish this job and continue to carry out the largest deportation campaign in American history. And that is why the president fully endorses the continuing resolution that is before Congress and was negotiated by Speaker Johnson. He is encouraging all Republicans to vote yes on this clean...
I think... Hold on, I'm thinking if I would retire or if I would just do video games and history streams. If the Democrats support the continuing resolution without any input at all, as in they're just like, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and vote for it for the America or whatever. I think that might be my red line for the Democrat Party. I might be like, all right, I'm out, guys. It's been fun. This is fucking retarded. Unless it's like a really, 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 really good, super good reason without even having input on it. You should make Trump own that statement. I have a popular mandate from the people. You have a majority in Congress. They can't get it through the Senate. So make them own it. You have the popular mandate. Rule with it. Go ahead.
CR, which freezes funding at current levels and will prevent the Democrats from getting their long-awaited government shutdown. Voting against this CR will hurt the American people and kill the incredible momentum that President Trump has built over the past 51 days.
Thank God.
And
please.
lastly, before I take questions, I would like to commend the Washington
Whatever
Post,
this
who I
momentum
believe
is,
in the room
stop
today.
it.
According to a new report from Axios, the Washington Post is overhauling their
And it is momentum, remember.
Structure. It appears that the mainstream media, including the Post, is finally learning that having disdain for more than half of the country who supports this president does not help you sell newspapers. It's not a very good business model. And that's why we have people in our new media seat. And today, we have Sargar Anetti, who is the host of Breaking Points, a popular political YouTube news and podcast show.
Wait, is that really his name? I thought it was Sagar.
And today, does not help you sell newspapers. It's not a very good business model. And that's why we have people in our new media seat. And today, we have Sargar Anetti, who is the host of Breaking Points, a popular political YouTube news and podcast show that is...
Oh my God, bro.
Racked up nearly 1 billion views on YouTube, several hundred million podcast downloads since its launch in June 2021. He's also a former member of the White House Correspondents Association, but is now a part of the thriving independent...
How do they fit in their minds that we were America last, a country in decline, with the fact that we maintained the status as the richest, most powerful country in the world? I don't know, bro. It's unbelievable. Like, imagine you're Jewish and you're looking at America, right? And Israel's the promised land. Israel is nothing. Israel is such a fucked... Isn't it described as like a land of milk and honey? And they literally had to fight wars in the north to bring water to their fucking deserted or desert, arid, no natural resource having fucking piece of shit strip of land. Meanwhile, the United States of America, every year we're discovering huge reserves of new resources. We got oil, we got rare earths, we got people,
Earths.
we got land, and we got oceans, we got geographic advantage, we got
Rare earths.
media. We're very happy to have you with us here today. Let us talk about everything. Thank you.
Really appreciate you having me, Caroline. A couple questions for you, if I may.
couple questions. Okay. Is Trump more of a deep throat kind of guy, or...
First is first on the stock market. So currently it's the 25th anniversary today of the dot-com bubble crash. There's a lot of concern for a lot of Americans right now about the state of the economy. President Trump has refused to rule out a recession. Secretary Lutnick, however, has told us there will not be one. So can the White House just tell and assure Americans today that there's not going to be a recession?
Well, there's a lot to unpack.
You know what? I fucking hate Sager. I hate this motherfucker with all my heart, okay? That was a really good question, though. Good job, okay? No suck-ups, and it was a tough question. That was a critical question. I would have bet a lot of money with big odds against him ever asking a question like this. So good job.
Back there. So let me start by saying that, first of all, when it comes to the stock market, the numbers that we see today, the numbers we saw yesterday, the numbers we'll see tomorrow are a snapshot of a moment in time. And as President...
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, I don't like that answer. That's like you're going to show your parents your report card over, like, before you guys look at this, okay? This is just the quarter grades, all right? Remember, it's the semester ones that are the important ones, okay? It's just the quarter grades, all right? And we've only had like 2 assignments so far, so you know, just so you know before you look at this, okay?
Numbers that we see today, the numbers we saw yesterday, the numbers we'll see tomorrow are a snapshot of a moment in time. And as President Trump has said, and I'm here to echo the remarks of this president of this White House, we are in a period of economic transition. We are in a period of transition from the mess that was created under Joe Biden in the previous administration. Joe Biden left this country in an economic disaster. Several statistics to point out. The delinquency rate on credit card loans increased 6 near 12-year high. Under Joe Biden, all net job growth went to foreign-born
Delinquency rate hit a 63% increase. Well, what was that? Was that down from during COVID when literally nobody was, or was that up from COVID when nobody was even fucking spending? What do you mean? I love COVID. God, COVID has just been so much fun. It's like, you want to make some crazy fucking stats? Let's go to fucking 2020, 2021, and let's see what we can manufacture. Whew.
Americans. Real wages declined by 1.5% under Joe Biden. And as we all know, and this administration continues to combat, prices soared more than 20% under Joe Biden because of his reckless spending and economic policies. So we are in a period of transition from that economic nightmare under a president who had no idea what he was doing, never held a private sector job in his life, into a golden age of American manufacturing under a businessman and a deal maker in chief. And
Has Trump ever had a private sector job in his entire life? I thought Trump has always just been, not to be too Marxist here, but hasn't Trump always just been like an owner? Has he ever like been an employee? Hello?
and President Donald J. Trump, who will be implementing
Except for he did work for McDonald's for one day. True. My bad. Okay.
is implementing the formula that we know works. Look at President Trump's results in his first term. If people are looking for certainty, they should look at the record of this president. That's why the American people reelected him back to this office. And look at everything that President Trump has already done and his team has already done in just 51 days. The massive efforts to deregulate, tax cuts, which we need Congress to pass the Trump economic agenda, the Trump tax cuts, which will unleash economic growth. And the president also addressed this directly, I will point out as well, when you look at what he said on Air Force One, and he said he wants the American people to have so much money in their pockets they don't even know what to do with it. That's the intent of this administration, and we're working very hard every day
We're not going to know what to do with it because we're not going to be able to fucking buy anything.
on that goal.
Second question on the CR. So President Trump came out today in a primary challenge against Congressman Thomas Massie. Congressman Massie's been a supporter of Doge. He's been a supporter of Make America Healthy Again. What kind of message is this White House sending against a congressman who's sticking up for principles that he's long held?
Jesus. These are tough questions.
In the chamber and voting against continuing resolution and spending.
I think the president has made
And this is one of Trump's biggest, well, I say problems. I shouldn't say that. That's wrong. A lot of things that I call problems are just me like being like, oh, this is maybe like illegal or kind of authoritarian or whatever, but it's effective leadership, I guess. Yeah, but this Trump. No! Sorry, I wasn't supposed to. I just wasted the signs that I just fucking spelled. It's not handcrafted. Hold on. Just kidding. Trump, yeah, this relentless witch hunting of everybody that doesn't 100% toe the line is Jesus.
it very clear that he believes it's critical for conservatives and Republicans and frankly all members of Congress to get behind this continuing resolution to keep the government funded. The president wants to continue the momentum that he has built over the last 51 days. In order to keep the government funded, we got to keep moving with these deportations, and he believes that everybody needs to get on board with this bill. He's been active in this process. He's been making calls to get this over the finish line, and we're urging every Republican and Democrats too to do what's right for the American public to prevent a government shutdown.
This is the last question here on Mahmoud Khalil. Does the administration believe that it needs to charge a green card holder with a crime to be eligible for deportation?
Well, in fact,
Oh, that's also a good question.
Good
What?
question.
What? Sager with 3 banger questions all in a row. Good job.
3 bangers.
Damn.
Secretary Rubio reserves the right to revoke the visa of Mahmoud Khalil, and I'm glad you brought this up. Under the Immigration and Nationality Act, the Secretary of State has the right to revoke a green card or a visa for individuals who serve or are adversarial to the foreign policy and national security interests of the United States of America. And Mahmoud Khalil
To the foreign policy, or, well, I mean, it was a little bit more specific than that, but okay.
was an individual who was given the privilege of coming to this country to study at one of our nation's
Are these good questions? It seems like it's just giving them the opportunity to keep using their same talking points. I mean, at the very least, we get to hear an answer, like, on the record addressing it. These are good, these are answers, or these are questions that should be asked. Even if they have a prepared answer, these are questions that the administration should have, like, a public stance on, so that makes sense.
finest universities and colleges, and he took advantage.
Remember, real quick, okay? When students come to the United States of America to study, okay, they're not the only ones that win. We win on that as well, okay? We also, it's good for us. Like, we get to take talent from around the world. Generally, these people stay here. Obviously, you know, these are some of your most productive workers. Educate, like, that's good for everybody involved.
Advantage of that opportunity, of that privilege, by siding with terrorists, Hamas terrorists who have killed innocent men, women, and children. This is an individual who organized group protests that not only disrupted college campus classes and harassed.
Like, this shouldn't even be in your mouth right now. Not only did he organize protests and disrupted class, excuse me, shut the fuck up. Speak to the law. Okay, speak to the law. If he broke a law, or if there's some provision of law you're citing, then speak to that. Don't give me this disrupted fucking classes. The fuck out of here. You guys don't even like college. Okay, fuck you.
Harassed Jewish American students and made them feel unsafe on their own college campus, but also distributed pro-Hamas propaganda, flyers with the logo of Hamas. That is what the behavior and activity that this individual engaged.
I really don't like the way that that law is structured. That you can theoretically, let's say that tomorrow Hamas comes into Israel and murders 1,000 innocent people. If you're on permanent resident status, if you've got a green card and you go and support Hamas tomorrow, that means you can be deported. But if the next day, let's say a bunch of IDF soldiers go into the Gaza Strip and they murder 1,000 Palestinian people, I can sit here and say, hooray, yes, Israel, and yes for the IDF. But since the IDF isn't a designated terror organization, that's okay. That's wildly stupid to me. The law either needs to be rewritten, or the law as it's written is probably just supposed to be for people that are like in high levels of coordination with international terrorist groups, like taking direction from or resources from. It's probably what it's supposed to be used for, not this bullshit.
And I have those flyers on my desk. They were provided to me by the Department of Homeland Security. I thought about bringing them into this briefing room to share with all of you, but I didn't think it was worth the dignity of this room to bring that pro-Hamas propaganda. But that's what this individual distributed on the campus of Columbia University. And this
Did you see Hassan comparing himself to Martin Luther King and Bad Empanada to Malcolm X? Shut up. Don't make fun of. Don't say that. There's no way he said that.
administration is not going to tolerate individuals having the privilege of studying in our country and then siding with pro-terrorist organizations that have killed Americans. We have a zero-tolerance policy.
I mean, to be honest, I don't support terrorist supporters in my country, but yeah, you're right. This is the issue that I was kind of talking about yesterday. The issue is that we live in a strange world these days where non-state actors are also functioning sometimes as states. So you're in this very weird environment where you would think of a terrorist group as like a small, like a non-state group that, you know, functions like terrorists, but it's very strange when you have non-state actors like Hezbollah or Hamas, who are like also like governments, right? So it's like if you support the Palestinians in Gaza, you're almost kind of always supporting Hamas in a way. And then you're in a weird world. It's like, okay, I guess it's literally banned to support this state. Like, it's very strange, you know? I don't think that's, that's an antiquated phrasing or law, I think. When you start having terrorist groups that are essentially states as well, it doesn't work, I think.
For siding with terrorists, period. Peter Ducey.
Thank you, Caroline. So you said that the Dow dropping is a period of transition. You're sure nobody here at the White House shorted the Dow?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think
But is
so.
there any concern here that it's going to be harder to ask certain federal workers to retire if they look at their retirement accounts and they're getting robbed every day?
Well,
Ooh, that's a decent question. Also, more immigrants is a larger pool of taxable individuals, which is probably one of the only realistic ways to get budget neutral. Yeah.
I'm glad you brought up workers because that's exactly who President Trump is looking out for with his America First trade policy. And
Oh, you're not going to answer the question. Oh, okay. Good one.
Federal workers to retire if they look at their retirement accounts and they're getting robbed every day.
well, I'm glad you brought up workers because that's exactly who President Trump is looking out for with his America First trade policy and his America First economic agenda. And if you look at, there's great indication to be optimistic about where the economy stands. And the American people, investors, CEOs, small business owners, but most importantly, workers, should bet on President Trump because his tariff policies, what he envisions is reciprocity, fair trade practices where American workers are put first and are no longer ripped off by foreign countries all over this world.
President Trump says he's going to buy a Tesla today. Did he buy it? And when is the last time he drove a car?
That's a very good question. I have heard the president remark that he misses being able to drive, that luxury of driving his own vehicle, although the Beast is nice, but he is going to be viewing a Tesla that is making its way to the White House complex now, I can confirm.
See, he
perhaps
doesn't
the
drive.
press pool today will have an opportunity to witness
Not
this
like God
very
Emperor
exciting
Biden.
moment later this afternoon. But Tesla is on its way here now, and we'll see if the president likes it when he checks it out.
So they're bringing him a Tesla to look at, and if he likes it, he's just going to buy it.
You know, he's intent.
My face when my president, who also is part of the largest crypto scam in all of crypto history, is also doing fucking car commercials. He's going to be doing a car commercial as the president of the United States. Car commercials. Kill me.
He's definitely going to buy one, but he'll take a look at it when it gets here later this
Full
afternoon.
retail?
Yes, full market price. Kelly.
Can we talk about Canada? What is the status of President Trump having a conversation with Mark Carney? We have seen the president use the term governor to refer to Justin Trudeau. Will that moniker also go to Mr. Carney going forward? And is the decision to increase the tariffs, is that based on a specific economic metric that he looked at? Is it impulse? How would you describe his reaction to Canada?
The president has not yet spoken to Mr. Carney, not since I checked, which was just moments ago. But certainly his phone is always open to leaders who wish to speak with him. As for the tariffs, the president made his position on this quite clear with the statement that he put out. And
said
it
he
was
didn't
a
give a fuck.
retaliatory statement due to the escalation of rhetoric that we've seen out of Ontario, Canada. The president saw the premier, Doug Ford, make an egregious and insulting comment threatening down electricity for the American people.
By the way, and I know that it doesn't matter that I say this because we live in wacky times. We live in wacky times, okay? I think there's probably if I'm being honest, there's probably like 4 or 5 things that the president's done so far that are like impeachment worthy. The tariff thing is absolutely impeachment worthy if we had a functioning government. Excuse me, you're trying to rewrite US economic trade policy with the rest of the world on the back of a fake national emergency? No, you're out of here, dude. You got to be you're gonzo. That's it. That's insane. Why would you? No, we're not doing this. That's bullshit. But we live in a jokocracy now. Okay, where's all those memes? So
for hardworking American families. He made that threat. The president saw that and has an obligation and a responsibility to respond accordingly and represent the interests of the American people. So he has made the decision to add a 25% tariff. So now steel and aluminum tariffs will come into effect tomorrow at the rate of 50%. And our steel and aluminum industries have actually applauded these tariffs because, again, they know it's going to grow their industry here. It's going to allow them to export more steel that is made right here in the United States with American workers.
Egregious and insulting are your words here, but that's what many Canadian leaders have said about the actions President Trump has taken toward Canada. And what do you think the timeline is for speaking to Mr. Carney? Because normally a sitting president speaks to a close ally very quickly when there's new leadership.
Well, the president is, again, responding to the fact that Canada has been ripping off the United States of America and hardworking Americans for decades. If you look at the rates of tariffs across the board that Canadians have been imposing on the American people and our workers...
It's our trade deal! That's our trade deal! That's your trade deal! What do you mean they've been ripping us off for decades? That's your trade deal! That's yours! It's your trade deal! You renegotiated it! What happened?
Here, it is egregious. In fact, I have a handy-dandy chart here that shows not just...
Oh, more pictures! Yeah, the picture president! Hell yeah!
Canada, but the rate of tariffs across the board, if you look at Canada, since you brought it up, American cheese and butter, nearly 300% tariff. You look at India, 150% tariff on American alcohol. You think that's helping Kentucky bourbon be exported into India? I don't think so. 100% tariff on agricultural products from India. Look at Japan, tariffing rice, 700%. President Trump believes in reciprocity, and it is about dang time that we have a president who actually looks out for the interests of American businesses and workers. And all he's asking for at the end of the day are fair and balanced trade practices. And unfortunately, Canada has not been treating us very fairly at all over the past several decades.
Fair and
To the woman in the purple,
just like
I saw you
Fox
were
News.
making a face at my previous answer. So what's going on?
Well, actually, I have a couple of questions. At the core of pro-Palestinian protests on college campuses and elsewhere is a demand to end the war in Gaza, a goal that this administration actually supports and has pursued. So why has this not been acknowledged or highlighted even?
Because these colleges and these protests have again put out Hamas.
For the research inclined, where should we look to understand limitations on POTUS tariff power, Constitution and USMCA? There's a law that was made, I don't remember what it's called, NEA? It might be the National Emergency Act, that basically, what it's supposed to be used for is in times of national security, the president has wide powers to act, which is in line with how we envision our country to operate with one chief executive who's also the head of our military, right? The idea being that in times of war, in times of conflict, we don't have time to second guess ourselves. Congress is not going to lead a war. You need a general, commander-in-chief, the president, the lead executive to do it. So I think on that broad ideology, more specifically, when it comes to things like national security, so if we're being like invaded by like actual MS-13 gangs, like the president has to have the ability to go down to the border and be like, hey, these guys, they're not allowed in while we figure out what the fuck is going on, okay? No, all right? But it shouldn't be like, we're going to ban all Muslims from coming into this country while we figure out what the heck is going on. Well, excuse me, hold on. You're not supposed to be doing immigration policy, President. You're just supposed to be using like temporary national emergency powers as like the commander-in-chief, basically. And then same thing with tariffs as well. The president has the ability, if he declares a national emergency, to say, hey, there's an emergency here. I'm also going to tariff these things for a temporary time because I'm trying to protect our country and keep us safe, right? That's why he has to have the fentanyl problem in the north, because that gives him the legal authority.
Yeah, the fentanyl problem.
The National Emergencies Act to enact those tariffs. But obviously, it's clear as day. We can see he's not actually doing national emergency tariffing. He's using powers from the National Emergency Act, right?
Hamas propaganda. The flyers that have been distributed call for violence. The flyers that have been distributed have the logo of an organization that has held Americans hostage, that murdered innocent babies, that murdered men, women, and children. They are a designated foreign terrorist organization.
Also, just as a quick thing, because I say brought up a lot, I just haven't even bothered talking about this in chat. Most of the time on a lot of these tariffs, like it's true for the Canadian one, when people talk about having a, when people talk about like 250% tariffs on dairy and blah, 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 I think what happens is there's some level of import and export that a country will allow that doesn't destroy their local market. So, for instance, I don't remember
This fucking house open.
40 or 50% of their domestic production or of their domestic consumption has to come from like local producers because you don't want to lose your entire dairy market. You don't want that to be gone because that does represent like a threat for a variety of reasons. If there's like a
Fucks.
low dairy produce in the U.S. or whatever, you don't want your people.
Bird fucks.
So after a certain percentage of goods are imported from another country, then that tariff turns on to protect your local manufacturers. I'm pretty sure this is fairly standard, but I know for sure that this was included as in provisions in the last trade deal that we negotiated with Canada and Mexico, the U.S. Canada-Mexico trade agreement. So like these are things the United States already knew about. They're not surprising, but it's not like Canada just has a blanket 250% tariff on their dairy market. That's just not true. That's a fucking lie. But
organization, and we are not going to tolerate non-citizens, foreigners who come here on a visa, engaging in such behavior, siding with terrorists. And the Secretary of State reserves the authority to revoke the green card or the visa of an individual who serves as an actually it says right here reasonable grounds to believe that the alien's presence or activities in the United States would have potentially serious adverse foreign policy consequences to the United States. And I think siding with Hamas makes that.
won't the bill come due at some point? If you're using the Emergency Act and hanging your hat on fentanyl, for example, if you can't show those numbers, there must be some recourse to file an injunction on further executive orders. You can never injunct executive orders. Executive orders, I don't think are even like real things. An executive order is basically just the president saying like, these are the powers that I already have, and this is like what I'm going to do, and I'm going to kind of like change up a little bit of what I'm doing, but you still have to like follow the law and everything else, basically. The only recourse that you have is Congress is allowed, with a majority, I believe, in both houses, Congress is allowed to fight against a current state of emergency. But I don't know if Congress has ever done that, and I don't even know if the law is written for that to like really happen. Because I think, to make me wrong, but I think that Congress could vote against the emergency on the north and say, sorry, there is no fentanyl emergency, that's bullshit. And then the next day, Trump could go, oh, actually, well, there's a moose emergency. There are way too many mooses coming across the border, so I'm going to tariff them now. And then Congress would have to like, wait, hold on. Now they would have to vote to stop that national and then Trump could just like infinitely do these. So in effect, I don't think you can actually stop it, yeah. Watch the video when Trump announces he will ban Muslims until they figure out what's going on. The MAGA crowd starts cheering when he says ban Muslims with no further context. Yeah, of course. Yeah. But people forgot about that. Even though that is what he wanted to do. Don't be mistaken, he wanted to just ban all Muslims from coming into the country. And every now and then he still harkens back to like Muslim extremism, even though that's, I don't know what that has to do with anything right now in the United States, but
Not quite clear. Secretary Rubio exercised that authority, and we fully believe that we're going to move forward with more arrests, as President Trump previewed in his statement yesterday. Ed,
Yeah, thanks.
go ahead.
So are there conversations between the administration and the Canadians going on over this tariff? Because the Ontario Premier says the next step is to cut off electricity to the U.S.
And the president put out a statement after seeing those comments and said that it would be there would be grave consequences imposed on Canada if they think about shutting off electricity for the United States of America and our citizens. And the president is also determined to ensure that we are depending on American electricity, not the electricity production of foreign nations, including our allies in Canada. As for conversations, there is continued correspondence between the president's team, particularly Secretary Lutnick, and the Canadians as well.
How do you sell to the American people then, after looking at what's happening in the markets this week, and say that the tariff policy long term is something good?
Well, just think about what the tariff policy long-term will do for our country. I think many of us probably grew up in small towns. I know at least I did, and the main street in my small town looks a heck of a lot worse than it probably did decades ago before I was alive. At least my parents and grandparents tell me so.
Destiny, the Muslim ban lie has been disproven, just like the very fine people nonsense. The very fine people thing was never disproven. I don't know how you guys were able to rewrite. I mean, congratulations. You guys can rewrite history on video when it's like clearly there. There's a guy who actually does really good analysis on the very fine people lie. Let me see if I can find this again. Hold on. Fuck, I should have saved this. I gotta find this. He's a political commentator, Benjamin something. Fuck! I didn't save it. Somebody link me the Ben Shapiro video. Because Ben Shapiro debunks that bullshit immediately. That, oh no, no. When he said very fine people, he just meant the nice people. Bullshit. No. Destiny, what you're doing now helped Trump win. Thanks for the assist. True. Every single thing helps Trump win. So based. can you suck a man's dick when he's fucking you in the ass at the exact same time? I didn't even know it was possible. There needs to be research on this. POTUS is spending his day, or am I misunderstanding this? POTUS is spending his day attacking me and Canada. The difference is Canada will eventually cave. I can't tell, is he talking himself up? This is like the most masterfully crafted tweet of all time, because he's talking himself up, he's shitting on Canada, and he's commending the president for attacking Canada all at the same time. Is that all happening, and all three of these things are happening simultaneously? What? I can't tell if he's just trying to shit on Canada and build himself up, or he's also supporting Trump's tariffs, or Jesus. Fucking losers.
And I know many Americans feel that same way. What the president envisions for this country is for the United States of America to be a manufacturing superpower.
I don't know if there's a video for the Benny Boy. Oh, no, there is. There's an unlisted Daily Wire video, and it's very, very, very good. Because Shapiro, when he's using his brain for not political propaganda, is decently insightful. It's like Jordan Peterson.
Where there are American factories and businesses owned by Americans producing goods that we are exporting to the rest of the world. Those revenues will stay here. It will increase wages for people here in our great country. It will ensure our national security, and it will boost the morale of the American people to have thriving industries again. Think about Detroit, Michigan. Think about North Carolina, as I mentioned, that used to have a thriving furniture industry that no longer exists because of the globalist trade policies of previous and past administrations. And the American people gave the president a tremendous opportunity to restore American greatness and restore our manufacturing dominance, and he's intent on doing just that. John.
The president's message to Republicans to support this continuing resolution is their outreach to Democrats, because what we've seen since the beginning of the fiscal year is that in order to get a continuing resolution, you need bipartisan support and you need compromise.
Well, right now, we are focused on House Republicans and on the House, because that's the first.
Yes, true. More, please. More people, please. Why would our country allow another country to supply us with electricity, even for a small area? Who made these decisions, and why? It was you, Trump. These are your decisions.
First step, as you know, John. And so the president has engaged in correspondence with House Republicans, whipping votes and getting them to a yes, which I understand has been pretty successful this morning thus far. And so, again, the president is encouraging Republicans especially, but again, as I said, all members of Congress to vote to continue funding this government so we can continue the business of the American people, which elected President Trump to do.
And then with financial markets, we've seen this decline yesterday. We see it today as well. It seems that the read on the president's policies is one in which they do not have confidence in his trade tariffs policy. They do not have confidence in what the president said to Fox News over the weekend, that he didn't rule out the idea of a recession.
Oof, this is a rough crowd right now. And these are like the sycophants. These are the people left who you've like personally approved.
What is your read in terms of the decline that we've seen over the last week and a half in financial markets?
Trump's like, I gotta go live, dude. I can't do this. I gotta go live. I gotta stream. I gotta talk to the people. I need to go live. Somebody get OBS, get the laptop. We gotta do a press conference, guys. It's not good. She's not doing a good enough job.
I think there's actually a lot of reason to be confident, and many people do feel confident. Just look at the nearly $2 trillion in private investment that this president has secured. Look at the comments made by the CEO of Apple, one of the biggest companies in this world, who said that he is bullish on the future of American innovation under the leadership of President Trump. Look at CEO confidence. According to the Conference Board measure of CEO confidence, in Q1 2025, under the leadership of this president, it jumped to its highest level in 3 years, from cautious optimism to confident optimism. If you, again, look at the $2 trillion in investments from some of the biggest companies in the world. Look at the jobs report last Friday, as I also cited in my opening remarks. Fox Business reported that Trump sees a manufacturing boom in first poll's jobs report of his second term. Look at the auto jobs that have already poured back into America. We added 9,000 new auto jobs. Those are sticky jobs. Those are good.
9,000 jobs. Wow.
Live the American dream because of the
And you kill like
you also look at small business optimism. The NFIB put
way more than that.
Small business optimism.
Man, all those government numbers that we definitely thought were bullshit before, we're really trying to stick to them now. Oh, man.
Continues to be far higher than it ever was under the previous
Jesus.
There's a lot of reason to be optimistic, and again, the American people, CEOs, and people on Wall Street and on Main Street should bet on this president. He is a
Where are my eggs, you motherfuckers?
Our country. He wants to restore wealth to the United States of America. Michael, good to see you.
Thank you. Two questions, if I may.
Good to see you, bitch.
To states affected by the Ontario power tariff.
Well, the president has made it very clear that Canada would be very wise not to shut off electricity for the American people. And we hope that that does not happen. As for what would happen if that does take place, I'll leave it to the president to make those decisions.
Does President Trump share the Justice Department's concern over rising egg prices and possible collusion of big egg?
Well, we definitely do share the concerns of the American people when it comes to the price of eggs. However, good news, the average cost of a dozen eggs is actually down since Secretary Rollins and President Trump announced their
It's
plan
not.
$1.85. So that's good news.
I work at Walmart.
God, these
They're not down.
like a
They're not
fucking
down.
torture dungeon for statistics, okay? We have never tortured numbers this brutally and this hard before. Holy Christ. We were like, this is like fucking, it's like kung fu statistics. It's like
Kung fu
in 4
statistics.
decades, and we saw the largest second rate of a rate drop since the last 15 months of automobile manufacturing jobs in Minnesota, and we've seen the consumer confidence has risen. Statement made by $1. It's like, holy shit! It's like the actual matrix.
I need the apple tree to grow.
There's always a good outlook on every single thing you're talking about. Oh my God.
Truffle oil. Where the fuck do I get truffle oil? Maybe I can buy it at this guy down here. I don't know if he's still even down here.
A four-point plan, rather, to address this crisis. If she has been honest and realistic with the American people, as this administration always is, it will take about 3 to 6 months to get the egg price back to where it should be. But she's focused, and this administration is focused on doing that every day. Karen.
Just back on the markets, you said that what we're seeing this week.
God, I'm trying to imagine students of the future. They're like trying to watch current news broadcasts. And like, so teacher, did Americans eat a lot of eggs, especially? Like, why did that become the one thing that Americans were so heavily fixated on when it comes to price? Is it like the most important food for Americans in the year, whatever the fuck? Like,
on Wall Street is a snapshot of a moment in time. But does the president think he bears any responsibility for the turmoil in the stock market?
No,
Look, the president
absolutely
is
not.
unwavering.
Excuse me. Responsibility? Fuck no. This is Biden. Hello?
Responsibility?
Does this lady even know what she's talking about?
In his commitment
Probably
to
not.
restore American manufacturing and global dominance, and I think he doubled down on that this morning with his new statement and the tariffs that will be implemented tomorrow on steel and aluminum.
And he has said recently he's not looking at the market. He said you can't really watch the stock market, but all of the gains since election day have been erased in the S&P 500. At what point, how far do stocks have to fall before the president considers it a factor and changes course?
Again, as I just said, the president will look out for Wall Street and for Main Street, just like he did in his first term. And people on Wall Street and Main Street should bet on this president. He's doing what's right for this country. Nick, good to see you.
Is he? Is he really?
Pressure other Republican lawmakers into supporting this continuing resolution?
Well, he is very much, as I said, engaged in this process. He's been making calls to lawmakers on Capitol Hill, and I think
fuck.
Congressman
Guess better.
and I will let the president put out any additional
Let's see,
statements.
what kind of food? 45.
Just to follow up, can we start to anticipate seeing more of the president weighing in on
2511.
like we saw this morning?
I'm not sure about that. I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to speak about that from this podium. I would check in with our outside political team for guidance on future races and the president's involvement. Elena.
Thank you. I wanted to ask about some comments Elon Musk made yesterday. He said that there is $500 to $700 billion in waste and fraud and entitlement spending. He called it, quote, the big one.
I need to make
Should Americans expect changes
food.
to Social Security and Medicare?
President
Need
Trump
a
has been
barrel
unwavering
though.
He's going to protect Social Security and Medicare benefits and Medicaid for hardworking Americans.
So I need to
His
cut down
entitlement
some
program
more
preserves those hard-earned benefits. And
trees.
unfortunately, the mainstream media has taken Mr. Musk out of context. I saw a Bloomberg headline that our team actually worked on getting updated and fixed because it was so wrong, and it took Mr. Musk out of context. What he was specifically referring to cutting was the waste and the fraud and abuse that does.
Oh, the waste, fraud, and abuse.
Oh, the waste, fraud, and abuse. I just go mine.
Go by the name DDGG. We are a sex harassment cult that is also responsible for
Sex harassment
every single
cult.
person that we come across on the internet that we don't like. In the most
Based. Yes.
Our number one targets
Based
are
cult
anybody that supports
god.
Palestine or leftism or Hassan. We are the only reason why socialism does not exist yet in the United States also.
Yes. I'm cock blocking socialism. Good, good. Oh, hey.
The president will continue to protect these programs.
Wait, what?
Abuse that does exist in these programs. According to an IG report from the Social Security Administration, there's more than $70 billion of fraud in the Social Security program alone.
I don't
70
even think that
billion.
report said fraud. I think the report just said those were
Where the fuck
went out
is
more
diamonds?
and then I think they're able to recover it's either
Where to get diamonds?
like for instance
Mine
Stardew. One time Like for instance,
I'm mining
I
diamonds.
don't know if
Floors
you guys know,
50
but Social Security paid out
plus.
like one more payment to her account, but then they rescinded it like
Or
3 days later.
floor 50, I guess.
Found out. But that would probably be an example of like a payment that went out that wasn't supposed to. But it's not because like my grandma was committing Social Security fraud and they were able to recover it.
Committing Social Security, bro.
And so the president
Oh,
will continue to
Ghost.
protect these programs for hardworking Americans, and actually cutting the waste, fraud, and abuse out of these programs will protect it for hardworking Americans.
He said around 500 to 700 billion dollars. There was no evidence to claim that, and also if that is the case, that would represent.
Ghost.
500, $700 billion. With all due respect, ma'am, that's not what he said, bitch. That's what she
With
said.
all
That's not what he
That's
said.
not what he said, bitch.
More than a third of what Social Security paid out last year, maybe 20% of Social Security and Medicare.
Again, if you read his full quote, he said, "We think." So it's an estimate based on.
Like, I wish I lived in this environment. This is what Hassan operates in. This is what Trump operates in. Like, well, excuse me, we said we think, okay? We said we think, all right? What do you want me to, you want me to have an actual fucking number for you? Come on, lady.
$1 billion. There was no evidence to claim that, and also if that is the case, that would represent more than a third of what Social Security
This
paid
is
out.
one of my, this might be one of my favorite 2025 quotes so far. We think. We said we think.
Last year, maybe 20%.
So we think, motherfucker. What do you want? What do you want from us?
Based on what he's seen. He's not
Think,
saying definitively,
think.
He's saying that's what Doge suspects and thinks, and that's exactly why Doge was created, to ensure that we are investigating
Jesus
the fraudulent
Christ.
spending, the wasteful abuse across our federal government. And I would remind everybody in this room that 77% of the American people support this effort by Elon Musk and Doge to identify such waste, fraud, and abuse. Go ahead.
Thanks, Caroline.
You're welcome.
True. Absolutely true. After I give advice, I always have my sense with it. This is like the no homo of life advice, okay? I don't know, man.
No homo of life?
This, or, you know, maybe you should, but I don't know, man. Good luck.
The fuck is that? The no homo of life advice?
If we could just step
No homo.
When President Trump last addressed the BRT when he was on the campaign trail, his big push was on tax cuts. He's going there today as he's proposing tax hikes in the form of tariffs. And I'm curious.
He's not doing
what
that.
tax cuts?
He's actually not implementing tax hikes. Tariffs are a tax hike on foreign countries that again have been ripping.
Iron.
Tariffs are.
Oh, we're still doing the little cute thing where we don't know what a tariff is. Is that what we're doing?
A tax cut for the American people, and the president is a staunch
Six
advocate.
Flags.
Wait.
He's actually not implementing tax hikes. Tariffs are a tax hike on foreign countries that again have been ripping us off. Tariffs are a tax cut for the American people, and the.
Oh, it's a tax cut somehow. Oh, so when the price of stuff goes up, I'm saving money somehow. What? What? Hello?
No. Oh god, they're retarded.
President is a
And people believe this shit. Oh my god.
No taxes on tips, no taxes on overtime, no taxes.
That's
on
fucking crazy.
We don't have any of that yet, by the way. Tell me more about how tariffs are a tax cut for the American people, though. I want to hear that one again. That was a good. I liked it.
Uh-oh, what's happening?
all three of those things, and he expects Congress to pass them later this year.
I'm sorry, have you ever paid a tariff? Because I have.
Oh.
Oh, he's like, fuck this job. He's like, I don't want to come here anymore. I'm gonna get my ass banned from the press room.
Of those things, and he expects Congress to pass them later this year.
I'm sorry, have you ever paid a tariff?
Damn it.
That's
They
it.
don't get charged on foreign companies. They get charged on the importers.
And ultimately, when we have fair and balanced trade, which the American people have not
Sword.
seen,
Oh, fuck.
revenues will stay here, wages will go up, and our country will be made wealthy again. And I think it's insulting that you're trying to test my knowledge of economics and the decisions that.
Insulting that you dare test Queen. I don't even know her name. Her knowledge on economics when she said
12,
the tariffs are actually a tax
25.
cut. Why would you dare test her on that?
This president has made. I'm now regret giving a question to the Associated Press. Mary, go ahead.
Oh, and it's the AP banned from the Oval Office. They're about to be banned from the fucking press room. I don't know what this room is called. They're gonna get banned from everything. Get out of here. Damn.
Get fucked, losers.
The first one was on Russia, Ukraine. I know Special Envoy Witkoff said yesterday that Zelensky apologized in his letter to Trump. Can you share any more about that letter and what else might be interesting from it that we don't know?
Yes, the president did reference that letter, as you're saying, in his joint address to Congress. And I do have an update. As you know, Secretary of State Rubio and our.
Why did the Democrats vote against no tax on tips, overtime, and Social Security? There hasn't even been a vote on that. Number one. Number two.
No tips on
That's
tips.
stupid. Why would you not tax tips? And why would you not tax overtime? Their wages. Of course you would tax these. Why would you not tax your wages? Hello? And for Social
Hello?
Security, I mean, I think the argument would probably be you're paying into Social Security and the income's not taxed when it goes in, so it would be taxed when it comes out, right?
Boop, 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 boop.
Our National Security Advisor, Mike Waltz, have been negotiating with the Ukrainians today in Saudi. They will be providing a full readout of that meeting very soon. But I can assure you and everybody here and the American people
Who the fuck is this goddamn exit?
the president has been briefed on.
I still don't believe she's 27. Wait, this person is 27 years old?
Is positive. This meeting has been productive. I will let Secretary of State Rubio and our National Security Advisor speak to the specifics of what has taken place today when they are ready to do so when the meeting concludes. Lindsay, go ahead.
The president has said this is the first of many arrests like this. Does the administration have a rough estimate of how many arrests you're planning to make similar?
I don't have an estimate.
Would you support a way to opt out of Social Security if they tax you on the back end? I don't know if anybody is honest about Social Security. I mean, I feel like Democrats are a little honest, although they try to be kind about it. But the reality is, the reason why Social Security exists is because the average person is too retarded to save their money. But full stop. That is the reason why Social Security exists, and it's the reason why it should exist and it shouldn't go anywhere. Because the average person is too much of an irresponsible dipshit to actually put away money for retirement, and then when they do retire, and then they have no money and they go homeless and crazy, and society's fucked as a result, then we all have to like pick up the slack. So I don't believe you should be able to opt out of Social Security, because I believe people who are opting out of Social Security would make very, very bad decisions if they had the ability to do so. That's my personal view on it.
I do know that DHS, based on very good intel that they have gathered at the direction of the president's executive order, which made it very clear to the Department of Homeland Security that engaging, as I said, in anti-American, anti-Semitic, pro-Hamas protests will not be tolerated. So since the president signed that executive order and since Secretary of Known has taken the oath at DHS, they have been using intelligence to identify individuals on our nation's colleges and universities, on our college campuses, who have engaged in such behavior and activity, and especially illegal activity. And so I don't have a readout on how many arrests will come, but I do know that DHS is actively working on it. And I also know that Columbia University has been given the names of other individuals who have engaged in pro-Hamas activity, and they are refusing to help DHS identify those individuals on campus. And as the president said very strongly in his statement yesterday,
in the UK, we do forced enrollment for pensions. You guys should too. Ooh, sorry. All of our pensions are generally from private companies, and we got rid of all those in 2007, 2008. Those all went away.
he is not going to tolerate that, and we expect all America's colleges and universities to comply with this administration's policy. Jasmine.
On Canada, after all of these threats to increase tariffs or turn off electricity, I wonder, does this administration still consider Canada to be a close ally of the United States?
Well, I think Canada is a neighbor. They are a partner. They have always been an ally. Perhaps they are becoming a competitor now. But as the president also laid out in his Truth Social post today, he believes that Canadians would benefit greatly from becoming the 51st state of the United States of America. And I actually looked into some of the...
Number two. That's number two why he should be impeached. That talk is just unbelievable. And it's not just the talk, and people need to wake the fuck up on this. You have to stop assuming that he's always just full of jokes and memes when he says this shit. Like, because he's not just saying this 51st state shit, he's saying it and he's taking actions to make it happen. He's taking tons of actions to bring this into effect. Right? We read that article where Trudeau started taking that rhetoric more seriously in his approach to negotiations with the U.S., and I think it should be taken seriously because, you know,
research about the cost of living in Canada, and the cost of living is much higher than it is here in the United States of America. The average cost of a home in Canada is much higher. In Quebec, the highest tax rate for an income of $150,000 or more is 53.3%, more than half of Canadians' incomes they are being taxed on. So the president has made it clear that he believes Canadians would be better served economically, militarily, if they were to become the 51st state of the United States of America. Reagan.
A week ago, Attorney General Bondi said a truckload of Epstein files had been delivered to her office from the SDNY. When can we expect those files to be released to the public?
I would defer you to the
I need
Department.
diamonds.
I'm so sorry, guys, and I'll say this again. And I learned this when I set aside 1 week to do my Epstein deep dive research on, because I wanted to see how fucked up everything was, and I was incredibly disappointed in like 3 hours. The reason why you're never going to see anything from all that Epstein shit has nothing to do with Israel or the Jews or wealthy people that were raping kids or whatever. It's probably just because there's nothing there. It's probably just nothing juicy. He probably did do, or it seems he almost certainly had like weird shit where he was grabbing sometimes underage girls to do massages and then ask for fucking blowjobs or handjobs or whatever. And he was a really wealthy dude that had a lot of friends, but the idea that he was running some massive, crazy billionaire sex cult to get everybody to do it probably just wasn't the case. Something probably would have leaked by now. We probably would have heard something by now. Probably would have been a charge, a statement, something from WikiLeaks at least. But that's why you're probably never going to see anything. And now Pam probably has to go through box after box of bullshit-ass fucking witness statements and documents and bills to try to cobble together some kind of interesting story, because everybody's expecting some massive bombshell from the Epstein stuff. It's probably just never going to happen.
Timeline here.
Do you have any
stay on the JFK files?
True.
I don't at this moment. Again, I would defer you to our DNI director, Tulsi Gabbard, and also the Department of Justice. I know that they are working on that diligently as the president.
Did he traffic people or not? From what I saw, unless I missed some huge thing, no, I don't believe Epstein ever trafficked anybody. I don't think, unless I missed that part. It seemed like what from what I'd read, it seemed like what he did was he liked younger girls, so 18 and up or younger. I guess he didn't care. And I think he had that Maxwell woman like run off to New York or whatever to find young girls who were looking to fucking make some money. And then after he'd bring them out to the island, he would basically say like, hey, give me a massage, me and my friends, we want massages or whatever. And then at some point he might say like, hey, listen, like I'll pay you a little bit of money if you also fucking jerk me off or some bullshit. And he and sometimes those girls were underage. What was the youngest one, 16 or 17? I don't remember. But the bringing of a girl to his private island from the U.S. might technically be trafficking. Or wait, hold on. I thought the Epstein Island, I thought that was in the U.S. territory. If U.S. territory, if Epstein Island is not U.S. territory, then that could be trafficking. Or would be trafficking, I think. But you said Tate was trafficking, right? I think Tate was, but yeah, because the Tates were moving women across borders to come and basically be their pimps for their only cams. Their
Only
it wasn't
cams.
OnlyCams they were typically working on, right? It was like OnlyFans and then cam sites or whatever. Yeah. Wait, has anybody made that site OnlyCams? That sounds awesome. I don't think trafficking needs to be
Only cams.
I thought that was the definition of trafficking. I thought it's when you move people across borders for sex work to like control them or whatever. I thought that's. I could be wrong on that. I don't know. Isn't crossing state lines trafficking? I don't know. I always traffic women in the same state, so I've never really thought about it before. Trafficking is a form of modern-day slavery in which individuals.
Hey, what's this? Does anybody have one of those battery packs? My TV remote died and it's real hassle getting off the couch.
But even if that is the case, I don't know if for the Epstein
Battery
stuff,
pack. What does he need?
again,
Bring Pam a battery pack. Oh, I got some
I don't
batteries.
think there was any force, fraud, or coercion. I think he would typically just like he would fly girls out that would want to give him massages, and then he'd pay him more for sex-related stuff.
Why? Pam, is that the trailer park girl?
Requested them to do. Christian.
The trailer park lady?
Standing up the External Revenue Service to collect revenue from that.
Well, we need reciprocal tariffs to go into effect first, and as you know, the president will be rolling those out on April 2nd, and then the next start of that process is collecting that revenue to ultimately create the External Revenue Service, which Secretary Lutnick is working very hard on and is quite enthusiastic about, if you have noticed from his media interviews.
Quite enthusiastic.
Order to direct the Secretary of Commerce to establish the External Revenue Service, or at least to identify ways in which it can be done. I would defer you to the Department of Commerce for more on specifics on that.
Why do you think he killed himself then? Was it just the eyes on the back of his neck? Well, because I think it's a foregone conclusion that there was at least one minor girl involved, right? And there probably was more than just one.
I've got the urge to make my famous soon, but only 2008. Promote high quality vegetables.
That he was facing. Hold on, let me check.
25 gold star. I won't go with the eggs thing.
Did he? Good one.
Diddy.
He was arrested on July 6, 2019 on federal charges for sex trafficking of minors in Florida and New York. So would that have meant that there were at least one minor from each state that he had banged, basically, or paid for its services? I'm guessing that's what the... I don't know what the elements are for trafficking.
Cowboy baby.
Shipping people across borders. I thought the trafficking required you to like move them or something. Or maybe it does. Maybe that's why. I don't know.
Oh shit.
Saying Epstein is legitimate while playing Factorio is wild. Who said Epstein was legitimate? I don't think you should pay young girls for sex, especially if they're underage. What do you mean? Trump goes insane, so I lean back into Destiny's justifying Epstein. Well, I don't understand why. I don't know what it is arguments where like your brain shuts off if something's the worst thing ever. Like it has to be either the best thing ever or it has to be the worst thing ever. It's such a stupid way to view the world. I can't imagine how difficult it is to sort through literally any complex problem.
Sure, in the back.
Where do we put those eggs?
Don't you have to move them somewhere against their will? I thought it was, but it might just be if you have somebody travel for purposes of sexual exploitation, where exploitation is like paying somebody for sex, not even necessarily like being like their owner or whatever. That might count as sex trafficking. I don't know what the underlying elements are in the U.S. for those charges. I'm not sure. I mean, we could look it up. Fuck it. Why not? Sex traffic charge, New York State.
I should get a couple more chickens.
Is New York one of these states where their statutes aren't actually on any document?
Okay.
Gotta go to another.
At least one more.
Okay, for New York State, a person is guilty of sex trafficking if he or she intentionally advances or profits from prostitution by unlawfully providing to a person who is patronized with intent to impair said person's judgment. Lawfully providing to a person who is patronized a narcotic drug or a narcotic preparation. Concentrated cannabis is defined in paragraph A. Methadone, blah. Lawfully providing to a person who is patronized with intent to impair said person's judgment. Wait, what does this mean? Providing to a person... Oh, making any of these available. Okay, to a person who is patronized. What does that mean, patronized? Like they're a customer, or...
Pick.
Does this imply they're a minor, or just that you're like their boss or something? Or they're just a victim?
Victim. Boss.
Unlawfully providing to a person who's patronized with intent to impair said person. Okay, so you have to impair their judgment somehow, I guess.
Ooh,
And then making material
titties.
false statements, misstatements, or omissions to induce or maintain the person being patronized to engage in or continue to engage in prostitution activity, and then withholding, destroying, or confiscating any actual or purported passport, immigration document, or any other actual or purported government identification documents from the person with intent to impair said person's freedom of movement, and requiring that prostitution be performed to retire, repay, or serve. Okay. All right, yeah. Okay, wait, this does sound kind of hardcore then for sex trafficking for New York. Can we look at Epstein, New York indictment? Were these ever unsealed or made public?
Probably not.
New York. I want the New York State indictment. I don't know if they ever published these. Can we just move on back to the press conference for actual news? The first time the press corps is actually being the press in
Is Pam?
Justin N. Don't worry. YouTube has this feature called pause and play. So we're going to push play and we're going to go right back to the exact time that we paused at. It's crazy. Okay. You can pause things and push play again. It's called DVR. Okay.
Garbage.
Like 20 years ago. It's crazy. It'll be right there. I promise it's not going anywhere. Okay. Epstein was arrested again on federal charges for sex trafficking. Oh, never mind.
Fuck.
Wait, what would I look for? Federal sex trafficking statute. Whoever knowingly, in or affecting interstate or foreign commerce or within the special maritime and territorial jurisdiction, yes. Or benefits, wait, in or affecting interstate or foreign commerce. Oh, no, wait, that's okay. benefits financially or by receiving anything of value from participation in a venture which has engaged in an act described in violation of paragraph 1. Okay, so a favor for a prostitute, basically.
Alright. Try to go back to sleep. I'm kind of tired.
The offense was effected by means of force. If the offense was not spared.
Oh, it does say it.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for
So,
stopping
so
by.
sex trafficking is literally
Probably
just
stream longer tomorrow.
buying and selling prostitution
See ya.
services.